official April 13th regular meeting of the Belleville Area District
Come to the meeting?
Board of Trustees.
Okay, see you shortly.
And our first item on the agenda is to call the roll. Alma?
Yes, just a quick second.
Okay.
Priest,
Here.
And where you're from?
Home. Belleville.
Where are you? Belleville.
I'm in Belleville.
okay. Stoudemire,
Here, Van Buren Township.
Jehevitz,
You're muted. Unmute.
Here at Sumter Township.
okay. Jariga,
Here, City of Belleville.
Peters,
Here, Van Buren Township.
and has anyone heard anything from?
Yeah, she's having a hard time getting on.
Okay,
Okay,
put her with excused and then probably she'll be here just a little later. So I think you can just mark her here,
okay, that's Belleville, right?
Belleville.
Yes.
Okay, and Hughes Grubbs here. Van Buren,
Good. A quorum of the board being present, we will continue. And our second item is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
I have a motion by Jariga,
Second.
a support by Stoudemire, that the agenda for the April 13th meeting be approved. Are there any questions or concerns? Seeing none, all those, we have to have a roll call vote. I just looked at Mary Jo. All I had to do was look at her face. And remember, we have to have a roll call.
okay. That's gonna be Priest,
Approve. Yes.
Jehevitz,
You're muted.
All right, I'll just be unmuted all the time.
That's
Yes.
fine.
okay. Jariga,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
Hughes Grubbs, yes. And,
Stoudemire.
oh, I'm sorry. Stoudemire, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
I
no
skipped
problem.
right over you, yeah. Okay, and that's everyone, unless you
Okay.
want to wait for,
No,
Okay.
the agenda is approved as presented, and we move on to the approval of the March 13th, 2021 minutes. They are in your packet, and if you'd like, we could take a few minutes for you to, a minute or so for you all to look over them.
I motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
It was moved by Stoudemire and supported by Priest that the minutes as presented be approved. Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call for the roll call vote.
okay, Priest,
Yes.
Jehevitz,
Yes.
Jariga,
Yes.
Stoudemire,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
it's everybody, and myself, yes.
Good. The minutes were approved with no dissenting votes and one absent. Public comments. We have the newspaper who's representing the public here, And Rosemary, if you wish to make any comments, would you please unmute?
I have no comments, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Okay, then we have no public comments and we will move on now to committee reports. Our building committee did meet between meetings, and our building committee chair, Joy Chehevitz, will help us get through it. And you know what, Joy? I actually took notes in that meeting and I have them too, so I can help.
Did you want to present the,
No.
well, the DTE polls are finally gone. There's a lot of little stuff. Talked about putting the big terrace planters on casters. We're waiting for asphalt plants to open to do the permanent patches in the parking lot. They believe last Thursday, Dean installed a bench at Sumter and he was hanging pictures.
Not yet. He was going to.
Oh,
He did
Did
some
he
stuff
run
for
out of
us.
time?
Yes, he'll be back this week.
okay.
And was he able to get his stuff out of the fire hall?
I think he got much of it out.
Huh?
He got some of it out.
No.
That was one of the things on the minutes
Yeah.
or on our notes was that Dean is being kicked out of the museum.
He doesn't want to leave us.
They're still working on the nameplates for the rooms. Dean's investigating of when the irrigation system should be turned on. TRUSPA panel shop drawings are done and Dan will look at it. The materials are here, so sounds like once they get started, it'll be a quick one, hopefully. The HVAC changes and the ionization project that was to make the building less COVID virus friendly. We got our proposal, I don't know, he called it a bulletin, from Long Mechanical, and it was about 100,000 more than what we had thought it was going to be. But we're going to ask them to break the items down. Getting the humidity level up in that building is apparently the majority of the cost. So we agreed that the priorities should be the filtering, ionization, and humidification should be last. One of the issues is the prices of metals have doubled. And let's see, the bees are getting ready to be put in. They put in the pads for the hives to sit on, and John Jariga got the donation of a third hive, so we'll have 3 hives up there. Vegetative roof is going, the bioswale is growing, and there's an issue in the mechanical room with a sewer-y smell that is being investigated.
The only extra thing I had was John brought up the brown dog taking care of the mailboxes.
Yeah,
And John brought that up, and Matt was supposed to be checking that out and finalizing that.
Joy, did you say there was going to be a camera on the bees so that we can observe them? Or is that ever?
I didn't say that, but we did discuss that. I don't know if we actually are set up to do that.
initially Mary Jo did bring that up, and I would encourage that.
Yeah,
I would like to do it. We need to figure out how.
That way we can watch the bees on the main desk when we walk
Yeah.
into the library on the big screen.
I think especially the kids would really love that. You could
I
even
think
put it
so.
in the kids' in the kids' area, for them to see it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
the
an
monitor.
educational thing that we can't
Yeah.
pass up.
Right.
Remember when we were kids, you could go to the grocery store and buy fresh honeycomb, and you hardly ever
Mhm.
see that anymore. So getting a piece of that down
Oh, yeah.
would be nice too.
That'd be
I
fun.
think Cranbrook has something like that. I remember going there a long time ago with my class, and they had the ability to see the bees.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It can't be too complicated just to put a camera up there and then have it go
Right.
through the monitor.
Yeah. I think we can do it.
Mhm.
That'd be great, because I
Yeah.
remember John wanted us to have them where people could look out at them through the window.
Through the window,
And
yeah.
I think
That
this
didn't work
roof
out.
thing is probably safer, but to be able to look at them would be great.
Yeah.
MJ has joined us. Yay.
I'm sorry.
Will you tell us where you're here from, where you are?
I am in Belleville.
Okay. Thank you. We were anticipating you joining us, and I'm glad that you have. And we've gotten through our building committee report already. It was very thorough. I don't have anything to add. Do you, John?
No, she did a good job.
Yes, she did, as she always does. We are really fortunate. Mary Jo has something to say.
Oh, yeah, she has.
I have good news to add. We
Oh,
received
yeah.
our permanent certificate of occupancy today.
Woo-hoo.
Whoa.
Woo-hoo.
Wow.
Just today. We just got it from Rick Rutherford. Yeah. Mary Jo sent us all an email, and that is truly wonderful, wonderful news.
Uh-huh.
And I had one more thing to say. Our building committee is transitioning. We don't have the big major issues that we have had, and that's why the report goes so quickly. And we even talked at that meeting about when it would be that we might no longer have Dan and Dean and Matt. We anticipate still having them at our building committee meetings for quite a while, but we will probably go beyond that. Mary Jo and I have talked about it, and we've talked about how important it is to maintain our building committee, because this new building is wonderful, but it also presents some questions that we never thought of before. And Joy and John and Mary Jane have really been an excellent building committee. I've learned tremendous amount on this. And so I'm just making a comment that the building committee will continue after we're no longer in.
Whoa.
Mary Jane, I think there's an echo. Okay. Anyway, I only meant to say that one time, not 10. And now I think that's the end of the building committee report, correct?
Yes.
So now we go to bylaws. Anything, John?
Nothing. Thank you.
Anything in finance, Tanya?
No report.
Okay. Anything in marketing, Alma?
I don't know. I wasn't at the last marketing meeting.
Did we have a marketing meeting without Alma?
Yeah, because it was I think on a Friday or Thursday. I wasn't able to attend.
Mary Jo, you are muted, but if you would unmute and tell us what's going on here, I'd appreciate it.
I don't think we've had, excuse me, a marketing committee since the last board meeting. Alma, I don't know if you were at were you at the last art? I think it might be the art committee meeting you're thinking of.
There
Yeah,
was an
the
art.
I'm sorry, the art committee. I wasn't
Yeah,
at
there
the
was
art
an
committee.
art committee meeting, but I don't think we've had a marketing committee meeting. I
And
will
we
make,
Probably need to schedule.
Right, I'll make a comment about that too. We still refer things it has come up in different places about when we're gonna have our grand opening. And we still refer that to the marketing committee, but in some committee, I don't remember, I think it was the building committee, there seemed to be an agreement to stick with our notion that we had expressed last year, that we don't want to have an opening until COVID precautions are no longer necessary, particularly masking and social distancing. But so I don't know, but the marketing committee could still start some pre-planning even if we don't have a date in mind. Is that what you might, would you be amenable to that, Alma?
Oh, yes, that's what I had just said, that we still need to schedule something,
Yeah.
schedule a meeting. And
Oh.
maybe we can agree upon a date.
Yes, the marketing committee as it stands right now is Alma and Mary Jane. I would like to ask Linda if you are willing to serve on that as well.
Yes, of course.
Good. And I would like to, I neglected to send out a little form this year about who our committees were, but that is one of the changes I had wanted to, because we're going to need we'll really need all hands on deck when we get to those events that we're going to be doing. And I think Linda's input will be huge, and she will also be able to help us with our connection with the friends, which are so important. So do you want to suggest a date?
I'm going to go get my calendar.
Oh, well, okay. Okay. What about Alma? We would do it on a date you're available.
Are you thinking sometime in May? Let's see.
That'd be all right. Do you want it before the next, it could
Okay.
be before, it could be before our next board meeting, or it could be after. I don't think it's going to be that big a thing. Your availability is the biggest,
Let's see here.
Alma.
Looking.
I'm going to be gone from May 5th to May 12th. So
Ooh.
Could we
before
have
that
it,
or after that would be fine.
could we have it before May 5th? And does that mean
That
you'll-
would
Oh.
be fine, before May 5th.
Okay.
Just looking here. I mean, I can do next week. I don't know if that's too soon for anyone.
That's fine with me.
You want to say the 22nd of April, which is on a Thursday?
Okay.
I have
If
a
that'll work.
doctor's appointment.
Mm.
I'm not
the
sure what time. I could go get the thing. I could double check. I would like to be there.
Maybe the
So-
21st? Could you do the 21st?
Well, let me double check the
I
time.
can't do the 21st.
If the 20, you said the 22nd?
The 22nd or 23rd.
Okay, I'll double check. Just hold on for me a second. if you-
Okay.
Alma, what time do you usually have the meetings?
We have been having them in the past, generally in the morning, but that's not set in stone, you know.
Yeah, because I have an appointment on Friday at 11. So I could do it, later in the afternoon, but Tuesday or Thursday's okay for me though.
Yeah, Thursday or, let's see. Yeah, Thursday if that works for Sharon. And what about you, Mary Jo?
Either of those will work.
Okay.
I'm good for the 22nd. I can be good for the 22nd.
Uh, the early part of the day, Sharon?
And whatever time you pick, as long as it's not before 10 o'clock.
Okay, 10:15.
Okay,
No. No. Why don't we say 11 o'clock on the 22nd?
Okay,
Okay.
I'm picking that too because of the opening time for the library. Like I'm doing that for Mary Jo. 'Cause I can't get anywhere in the morning. Okay,
Second.
then I think we should move along on our agenda. And thank you very much. I think that's very important. The Personnel Committee, Linda, do you have any?
no report.
The Policy Committee, Mary Jane, do you?
Nope.
No. And then the Art Committee, Michelle Montour isn't here today. I've been in touch with her. She's got another Art Committee scheduled very soon. We had a very interesting meeting, and, you know, she attended our last board meeting, and I want to say I was very pleased. Much of our board meeting reporting that occurred in the Independent had to do with our art. And I think that's wonderful. I think that's another way of community engagement, of reaching to the community, that they see that our library is for our community. I want to double check with Mary Jo or Mary Jane if there were things from the art committee that need to be shared here. Did we have an art committee since we had the last board meeting?
We did. We introduced the new member representing an artist that the library nominates, and that's Noelle Douglas.
Yeah.
And so we introduced her to the group. We did take we took the donation of the sculptures from Howard Pachowski, and we are working with Doug Peters to accept the loan from Sheena Barnes. So those projects are all ongoing. We looked at some draft agreements for loans and for donations.
Right. I did attend that meeting. I now remember it was right after my second dose of my vaccination.
That's why you forget.
I was a little foggy. Do you have anything else, Mary Jane? You were there, and John was there too.
Yep,
No, I can't think of anything.
What about you, John?
same here.
Okay. Thank you, Mary Jo. We all rely on you so much that you cover everything we forget. Thank you. So that's all our committees. And I am glad that we will continue to have the art committee report regularly. I'm glad we established it. We have a better sense when people have things they want to donate to us or want to work with us on. And again, it is such a wonderful way to include the community. So now we move on to approval of accounts payable. Those were in your packet. I will entertain a motion.
I
make a
motion that we accept the accounts payable.
I'll second that.
There is a motion by Priest and a support by Chehevitz that we approve the check register accounts payable as presented. Are there any questions? Then seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Okay, Priest,
Yes,
Chehevitz,
Yes,
Stoudemire,
Yes,
Jariga,
Yes,
Dawson,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes,
Hughes Grubbs, yes.
that motion carries with no dissenting votes with a unanimous vote. And that moves us on to our director's report, which as usual is a very interesting one. Mary Jo.
Okay, I would like to say I had some better news now about moving forward with library reopening, but the COVID numbers right now are not very good. So I've been keeping an eye on that very closely. There have been a couple of libraries that have gone back to just doing curbside service. Hopefully things will start to go down soon. In addition to looking at the number of COVID positive cases per day in our area, I'm also looking at the number of statewide immunizations, and I'm very heartened to see that that number is also going up. So I'm hoping to see the end of this sooner rather than later. I have encouraged everyone on my staff to be vaccinated if they want. I have also trying to advocate for anyone who does want to be vaccinated, trying to assist them in finding appointments. So I've got approximately 70% of my staff right now has had at least one vaccine.
Wonderful.
So we're getting there. I still have about 6 staff members who are interested in getting vaccinated who have not had been able to make an appointment yet. But it's, we're getting there. The digitization contest grant that we were trying to get through Clark Historical, unfortunately, we did not win.
Oh,
However, we are looking into how much it would cost to do. It's just because we didn't win doesn't mean it. I mean, it's a good idea. So we'd like to at least see
Good.
what the price is. So we're still pursuing that.
And you'll keep us
Do you
posted.
know how much we didn't win by?
I don't know, but they
Okay.
awarded it to, we were in the bottom 2. They awarded it to the top 2. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I bet our library is prettier though.
I bet it is too.
do you know who the top 2 were?
They were Monroe County and Beaver Island.
Oh,
In my director's report, I've also included an update from our youth services department, talking about some of the different programs that they have coming up in the coming months. They're starting to gear up now for the summer reading program. And again, this year it'll be, a virtual program. We're doing a lot of also passive craft type activities where kids can come in and craft a kit and take it home and do the project.
How do these virtual programs work, like the music lady or the steel band? How does that work?
It depends. Some of them will be Facebook Live programs, and we will announce the date and the time. Sometimes we'll be able to have the program on Facebook for a limited period of time, like for example, 1 week. Other performers will perform for us via Zoom, where people have to sign up for the program and we give them the Zoom link. So a lot of it depends on what the performer requests of us.
Okay.
Will we be able to get a number of how many kids are watching these?
Yes.
Mhm.
How does that happen?
So, everything stats. We can see how many views if something's on YouTube, or if somebody's watching on Facebook, we can tell. Same thing with Zoom.
do you know specifically with the steel band, which it's going to be? Do you know by chance?
It's probably, I think it's Gratitude Steel Band. Yeah,
They're good. We've
they're
had
really good.
them.
Mhm.
But
a
yeah,
family.
I was just asking if you knew if it was going to be Facebook or.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are really good.
Mhm. I still hold out hope possibly for maybe some minor outdoor programs. So we'll see.
Where would an outdoor program be on campus?
Well, we could request to have 4th Street blocked off, or we could block off part of the parking lot.
Yeah, I think we could do part of the parking lot too. Yeah.
Could be on the terrace. And
Yeah.
perform out to the,
Yeah, I could do that.
But I
That'd be
think the
fun.
Fourth Street idea is a really good one because that's part of the point that it was done. You know, that's part of the reason it was completed. Anyway,
So, yeah, I hope, we're just trying to be really flexible and anticipating good things. I also gave you a couple of articles to read that are actually a little bit youth oriented. One of them talks about how children read differently when they're reading an actual book than when they're reading on a screen.
yeah, I think that's great.
How important it is to make sure children have access to paper books. Also, this should not have come as a surprise to me because she was 104 years old. But it came as a surprise to me that Beverly Cleary died. Noted, much beloved children's author. So I included that. I included that article because it was just a nice article. Nice.
I didn't know she was that old.
Yeah. She didn't look it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fascinating.
But one of the original authors who wrote like realistic fiction for children.
My kids loved her.
Yeah. Continuing characters.
Yeah.
It was a reason to go to the library for my kids, just to get those books, right?
So that's,
So noted that on May the 1st, there's going to be a plant exchange in the library parking lot.
mhm.
Oh, good. So we're continuing being the place for
The
that.
host, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, the garden club's gonna help us out with that. So that will be exciting.
There is that little area back off of the fireplace room, that little grassy area that's kind of adjacent to the parking lot. That's a possible place we could do stuff.
Right.
Is there anything we could do at the same time as the plant exchange? Didn't we used to do something at the same time as the plant
We
exchange?
did them for Friends
The
book
book sale.
sale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
right.
That's why you remember it.
That's what I remember. Right.
It used to always be comic book day too, so kids would be coming in for their free comics, but they're pushing, comic book days are getting pushed back to, I think, August.
Mm.
So the Friends is obviously not going to have a sale.
Not this year, maybe in the future, once we're over everything, we can kind of get back to some,
But there's really nothing else we could piggyback on the plant sale doing.
When is the plant sale?
May
May
1st.
1st.
Saturday.
I'm just,
Here it is.
even if it's just handing out bookmarks or, I don't know,
Well, we can surely do that, yeah.
Yeah. just to kind of promote ourselves
Mhm.
in some way. I'd be glad to help with that, like
Okay,
be here, be there.
Me too. Thank you, Mary Jo. Are there
You're welcome.
questions or comments for Mary Jo? I really thank you for these articles. It was especially the children reading differently. That's a really important one to look at. And of course, I had seen this Cleary article in the New York Times, but I always like the articles that you pick out, Mary Jo.
And Mary Jo, reading to a child over Zoom or something like that,
Mm.
I wonder how effective, because now there's all these programs you can buy. And, I have a small grandchild, so I'm wondering, has there been any information about that? Because it doesn't seem very, it certainly wouldn't keep his attention, I don't think.
right.
So,
You know
Yeah,
what
it's-
I found is that my grandchildren reading to me over Zoom
oh, okay.
worked out pretty well. Of course, mine are now 3 years old.
Yeah,
it
I think I'll have to wait.
It
A little
started
bit.
working at about 3, that And sometimes one of them really reads quite well already. But sometimes they don't actually read the book, but it's a book they're really familiar with. So they go through and they tell you the little story and they point to the stuff and
That's a great idea. I'm
yeah,
gonna
you'll
try that.
enjoy it. You'll
Yeah,
enjoy
I'm gonna
it.
try that. That's good.
Any other questions? That was a good one.
Mhm.
Well, then we are all ready to our trustee comments, aren't we?
Yes.
For trustee comments today, I'm gonna start with Linda.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank Rosemary and the Independent for help keeping me and, other people, our citizens informed regarding stuff that's going on in the city, stuff with the library during this pandemic, because you really feel kind of cut off. And I know I'm always anxious to go and get the paper on Wednesdays and read about what's happening. And so I really want to thank her for that.
Thank you. John?
That's about Rosemary. That's a ditto for me. I don't see where she gets her energy from. Just
Really.
on going. It's amazing. So thank you from the community and the library. Thank you.
Mhm.
I think Rosemary's covering even more stuff with the Zoom meetings and giving more detail on stuff than she was when she had to run around and go to all this stuff. But anyway, yeah, those are good comments. Next is Joy Chehevitz.
You're muted. There you go.
I want to thank John Jariga for his persistence in getting bees at our branch, at our building.
Mhm. Yay! I'm excited about that.
John and Joy have been a great pair about that. And I've learned a bunch. Anything else, Joy?
No.
Okie dokie. Tanya?
I just want to say, everybody stay safe. A couple weeks ago, I was able to go to Johnny's and we were able to sit on the dock and have dinner, which was really nice. But now I'm back to that point where I'm a little nervous to go back out. So just everybody stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alma?
Well, I ditto Tanya's comments. That was my comment as well. Continue to stay safe, and we're getting there. Not as fast as we like, but we're getting there.
Thank you. Mary Jane?
So sorry for all the confusion with my phone during the meeting. That was about the time that the computer kicked in. So anyway,
Been there.
Really? We understand.
So Rosemary, if you're still listening, my thanks to you also for keeping the community very well informed on what's going on at the library. And I know you're just as anxious to get in there and sit on a chair as the rest of us are.
Yeah, nice soft chairs.
So everybody stay safe, wear your mask, don't touch your face, wash your hands, and not necessarily in that order.
Yeah. Good, that's our trustee comments. Before I make any comments, I'll ask you again. Rosemary, do you have anything you want to say?
Yes, I want to thank you all for being so kind to me. I just came from a Sumter meeting by Zoom where they're tearing me up again.
Yeah, they don't love you down there like we do.
Oh, no.
So thank you.
That's something that we all keep informed about from Rosemary. And I'm glad that we have our Sumter branch finished and all that, because we're not, it's just a good thing. I have a couple of comments. Oh, it's beautiful. Spring and our library is even more beautiful, and I go there quite regularly. I like the outside of our library and walking around that, and I like the inside of our library. I'm eager for the Jariga Terrace to get its sign and for us to be able to go out there. But I'm so thrilled. I mean, all this work, all of us, it's been stressful for all of us. And most all of us have been through one way or another, been through both the bond and millage election. Many of us went through it the first go round. For us to be where we are, I'm just really proud. I want to also specifically thank Mary Jo for her thoughtfulness and the effort that it's taking to handle COVID. I want to mention specifically there's a patron who needs study space, and she pursued her need so well by being so well informed and so courteous. And it breaks my heart that we can't just open or we can't make exceptions. We have to treat the whole public the way that we can, and we don't have the safety to allow any patrons to come in, even to go into we have these wonderful study rooms that people can be remote in, they can be closed up in, but we still couldn't. We worked every which way, but we couldn't do it yet. But the amount of thought and preparation, Mary Jo and I worked together on responding to this woman, and Joy chimed in because we asked her to, given her expertise in running a library and what's going on now. It's the kind of thing that it's important for us, because we as the board, Mary Jo has to interact with her staff all the time and look at all of their concerns, and we do too. But our responsibility is also with the public. Mary Jo's is as well, but that's really our big thing, that we're representing the public here. And it's a really difficult time. We will be so happy when we can move forward. But Mary Jo's right, this, and all of us, it's a scary time, because for Michigan to be in the shape that we're in, given that this state has paid attention to COVID restrictions, it's difficult. So I appreciate what Tanya and Alma and Mary Jane said, and what everybody has said. We're eager to get opened up and moving, but we've been doing a wonderful job. Given the restraints that we have, we've been doing a wonderful job, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So thank you very much. I don't have anything more. If John has something to say, maybe we can get out of here.
Madam Chair.
Did I say something first?
Wait a minute, Mary Jane has something.
Sorry.
Rosemary.
No, not me.
Rosemary and Mary Jane. Rosemary?
Okay. I didn't know if you knew that Sheena's mother had died at age 92.
Oh, wow. No, we
Going
didn't.
through some hard times right now, but the funeral's going to be next Saturday in Sumter, but you'll read it in the paper.
Well, thank you for letting us know that, because we're working on an art project that she's involved in. Thank you. And Mary Jane?
No, I didn't have anything.
Oh, okay. You just lit up. So
I do that sometimes.
Ah!
I've seen her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're lit. Oh, John?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned. Thank you.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. We always argue whether we need a roll call vote, but I'm going to override and just say that it's by consensus, and we are ending this meeting at 8:17, and it's still light outside. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy the spring that Michigan is giving us, a real spring in April. So thank you all for coming.
Night,
Bye,
night.
everybody. All right. See you guys.
Good night.
Night.
Bye.